You've probably heard this in movies: we only use 10% of our brains. Yeah, and I only use 10% of my fridge. The truth? Your brain is active all the time, even when you're asleep. MRI scans show that no part of the brain just sits there useless, twiddling its neural thumbs. The myth likely came from a misquoted 19th century psychologist, or maybe from motivational speakers trying to sell you limitless potential pills. You use your whole brain. You're just not using it well. Sneezing can stop your heart, unless your sneeze comes with lightning and a finishing move. No, sneezing won't kill you. Yes, sneezing causes a tiny pressure change in the chest, but your heart doesn't stop. It might pause for a millisecond, like it's buffering. Your body's just doing a full system purge: air, bacteria, everything, so relax. You're not dying, you just sneezed like a dramatic anime character. Vaccines cause autism. This one's like a zombie. No matter how many times science shoots it down, it crawls back. There is zero evidence connecting vaccines to autism. The myth started with one fraudulent study in 1998 that got retracted and discredited. Since then, hundreds of studies involving millions of kids have found absolutely no link. Vaccines protect you from measles, polio, and other stuff that used to kill people. You want freedom? Start with not dying from preventable diseases. A coin can derail a train. You've watched too many cartoons. A coin on a track can't derail a train. Trains weigh thousands of tons, and a coin is a glorified pizza token. The coin might flatten like a pancake, but it won't even scratch the wheels. To derail a train, you'd need major sabotage, not lunch money. People in the Middle Ages thought the earth was flat. Actually, most educated people in the Middle Ages knew the earth was round. Sailors, scholars, even the church. They had globes, astronomy, and ancient Greek sources. The myth that they thought earth was flat? That was invented in the 1800s to make the past look dumber. So no, people weren't that stupid. Just different kinds of stupid. Cola dissolves a tooth overnight. Cola's not a miracle acid. Yes, it's acidic, like lemon juice, but a tooth won't vanish overnight unless it's made of cotton candy. Even soaked 24 hours, it might soften, but not melt. Also, why are you leaving your teeth in soda overnight? Go brush. Chameleons change color to match background. They're not camouflage ninjas, they're mood rings with legs. Chameleons change color based on emotion, light, and temperature, not just background. If it's angry, cold, or showing off, boom, color change. It's not hiding. It's vibing. Sugar makes kids hyper. Newsflash, kids are always hyper. Studies show no link between sugar and hyperactivity. The party, noise, chaos, that's what makes kids bounce off walls, not cupcakes. Sugar's innocent. It's the environment that's cracked. Quicksand swallows you whole. Movies light again. Quicksand won't suck you down like a sinkhole to hell. It's more like standing in a bucket of wet cement. You sink, you get stuck, you panic. But if you chill and lean back, you float. It's physics, baby. Cracking knuckles causes arthritis. You crack your knuckles, someone nearby winces like you just broke a bone. But here's the deal: cracking doesn't damage your joints. What you're hearing is gas bubbles popping in the joint fluid. It's called cavitation, and it's basically your fingers burping. There's no proven link between knuckle cracking and arthritis. Multiple studies over decades have shown no correlation. It may annoy your friends, but your joints are fine. Probably better than your posture. Goldfish have a 3-second memory. Goldfish aren't dumb. In fact, they're capable of learning routines, recognizing people, and even solving simple puzzles. Scientific experiments show goldfish can remember things for weeks, even months. The 3-second myth was invented to make them seem like floating vegetables, but in reality, they're smarter than your drunk uncle on Thanksgiving. Lightning never strikes the same place twice. Spoiler, it does. A lot. Especially in tall buildings or open areas. The Empire State Building gets hit around 25 times a year. Lightning follows paths of least resistance and tall metal objects. Very attractive. So yes, it hits the same spot again and again and again. Like nature's electric stalker. Shaving makes hair grow back thicker. Shaving cuts hair at the surface, that's it. The blunt edge might make it feel coarser, but you're not altering your follicles or activating Hulk mode hair growth. It just grows back the same as before. The myth exists because stubble feels sharp. That's not thickness, it's bad PR. You swallow 8 spiders a year in your sleep. Unless you're sleeping with a spider fan club in your mouth, nope. Spiders avoid humans. They're not eager to crawl into warm, wet caves filled with snoring and random tongue movements. This myth was invented in the 1990s to prove how easily fake news spreads. Ironically, it worked, people ate it up. You must drink 8 glasses of water a day. There's no one-size-fits-all hydration rule. Your body tells you when it needs water, that's called thirst. And guess what? You also get water from food, coffee, even watermelon. The 8-glass rule is an old generalization that stuck. If you're not thirsty, don't drown yourself trying to hit a quota. You're not a cactus, but you're not a fish either. Touching a toad gives you warts. Toads may look like walking acne with legs, but their bumpy skin isn't contagious. Warts come from the human papillomavirus, not from toad cuddles. The myth likely started because people associated gross bumps with more gross bumps. But science says your skin's safe. So go ahead, kiss a toad. Worst case? You just kissed a toad. Vikings wore horned helmets. Ah yes, the classic Viking, bearded, bloodthirsty, and with a horned helmet straight out of a metal album cover. Problem is, there's zero archaeological evidence they wore horned helmets into battle. That image came from 19th century opera costumes. Real Viking helmets were practical and hornless because, shocker, sticking horns on your head in battle is a terrible idea. Try charging through a shield wall without poking your own eye out. Hair and fingernails keep growing after death. Creepy, right? But no, your corpse doesn't turn into a slow-growing werewolf. What really happens is that your skin dehydrates and shrinks, making hair and nails look longer. There's no biological process making keratin after death, you're not secretly alive. It's just dry skin doing visual illusions. Basically, your body's last magic trick. The Great Wall of China is visible from space. Sorry, but no. Astronauts confirmed, the Great Wall is barely visible from low orbit and totally invisible from the moon. It's too narrow and blends in with the terrain. Highways, cities, even airports are more noticeable. The myth survives because people love the idea of ancient humans building something so epic aliens could see it. Bulls hate red. They don't care about colors, they're colorblind to red. What actually pisses them off is the movement of the cape. You could wave a polka dot towel and still get trampled. The Matador show is about drama, not chromatics. So if you wore red in a pasture and stood still, you'd probably just get sniffed. Or ignored. Humans only have 5 senses. Sight, sound, smell, taste, touch, that's just the starter pack. We've got at least a dozen more: balance, temperature, pain, time perception, proprioception, knowing where your limbs are, and even internal sensors like hunger. So no, you're not a 5-sense peasant, you're a complex meat machine with sensory Wi-Fi. If you drop a penny from a skyscraper, it can kill someone. Only in cartoons. A penny is too small, too light, and too unstable to reach deadly speeds. It'll flutter like a metal leaf and bounce off your head, maybe annoy you, but not assassinate you. Terminal velocity isn't magic. If you want danger from above, try a frozen turkey. That'll do it. Ostriches bury their heads in the sand. Nope. If they did that, they'd suffocate. When threatened, ostriches either run like hell, they're fast, or flop down and try to blend in with the ground. Sometimes they dig nests with their beaks, and from a distance, it might look like head burying. But the whole coward bird hiding thing? Total slander. Humans evolved from chimpanzees. We didn't evolve from chimps, we share a common ancestor. It's like saying you came from your cousin. Chimps and humans split off millions of years ago and took different evolutionary routes. We're relatives, not descendants. So yeah, monkeys aren't your great-grandpa. But they're still kinda family. We eat 7 pounds of lipstick in a lifetime. Sounds dramatic, right? But let's calm down. This number was made up, there's no solid data behind it. Sure, people do ingest small traces of lipstick through eating, licking lips, or kissing their equally confused partners. But 7 pounds? You'd need to eat tubes like candy. Most lipstick nowadays is formulated to stay on, not sneak into your stomach. So unless you're snacking on Maybelline for lunch, you're fine. So yeah. 25 myths, 25 facepalms. You've been lied to by cartoons, old textbooks, and that one guy on Facebook with a wolf avatar, but now? You're officially smarter than 90% of comment sections. Congrats, subscribe if you want more truth, sarcasm, and brain juice, or don't. I'm still gonna keep busting myths whether you're here or not. Peace.